Style has always been thought of as a very abstract human concept, something that a soulless machine can never possibly understand or appreciate. This seemed quite obvious until recently when this paper about image style transfer using convolutional neural networks by Gattaz et al. Refuted our belief by showing that computers can indeed produce images in different artistic styles. So, what is style transfer? It is to take an image content from one image and apply the style of another image to it, thus creating an artistic image. This is an image stylized with the painting by a friend of mine which she painted in quarantine. This is the output of the PyTorch code implementing this algorithm. As you can see, the content of my image is written in the output while adding the texture or the style from the painting. Transferring the style from one image to another can be considered as a problem of texture transfer. In texture transfer, the goal is to synthesize a texture from a source image while constraining the texture synthesis in order to preserve the semantic content of the target image. Texture generation is a pretty old problem in computer vision. There exist many algorithms for regenerating the source texture. Most of them rely on non-parametric methods for texture synthesis like correspondence maps that includes features of the target image, using image analogies to transfer the texture from an already stylized image into a target image, transferring the high frequency texture information while preserving the coarser scale of the target image, which was further improved by using the edge orientation information. Although these algorithms achieve a remarkable result, they all have the same fundamental limitation, that they only use low-level image features. Now, with the advent of deep learning, an image can be represented by its high-level features with a well-trained CNN on similar images. What this algorithm does is to combine the high-level semantic content of the content image with the texture or the style of the style image. In essence, we do not train a neural network to learn anything. Instead, we use the artifacts of a pre-existing trained neural network in order to create these visually stunning representations. Let us look at the style transfer algorithm. It consists of 4 steps. The first step is to initiate generated image with white noise. The second step calculates the content loss of the input image. The third step calculates the style loss of the input image. The fourth step is to perform gradient descent on the input image to decrease the value of the overall loss function. We repeat steps 2 to 4 until a good image is obtained. Now, let's dive in and understand the algorithm in detail. The first step is to initialize the generated image with white noise. The second step is to describe the image content and formulate the content loss for the input image. To get the high-level semantic content representation of the content image, we make use of the VGG19 model. VGG19 is a CNN developed by the Oxford University and trained on millions of images on ImageNet and capable of classifying images into 1,000 categories. 19 refers to the depth of the network. Here we use average pooling instead of max pooling as it produces more appealing results. We take the content image and forward pass it in the pre-trained VGG model. We record its feature block P at the chosen content layer L and then try to generate a new image whose feature block matches that of the content image. We then try to forward pass the generated image through the VGG network, which results in the feature block F at layer L. We compute the content loss for the image as the element-wise squared error loss between the feature P of the content image and F of the generated image at layer L. This error is backpropagated through the network and the generated image is updated. Gradient descent is used to update the generated image. This reduces the content loss, making the semantic features of the generated image similar to that of the content image. On the left are the original images and on its right are the generated images using random noise with different layers of VGG network. It can be seen that when we reconstruct the image using lower layers, the generated image is almost perfect, while with the higher layers of the network, the detailed pixel information is lost, while the higher level content, that is the general spatial detail of the image, is preserved. This kind of tells us what kind of information is present in each of the feature layer. The low level detail like exact color, texture and things like that are stored in the lower layers. Thus, it is able to generate the image exactly. Due to the pooling layers, as we move deeper, the feature map dimension reduces, resulting in a very compact feature representation of the input image. Thus, only the high level semantic information of the image is retained in the deeper layers, making it more invariant to changes in color, textures and things like that. The next part is to reproduce the texture and to formulate the style loss. The style representation computes the correlation between different features in a layer. We use a gram matrix for this purpose. So, what is a gram matrix? When we forward pass an image in a pre-trained CNN, this C cross H cross W block represents the features for that layer. On each point of the H cross W feature space of this block is a C-dimensional feature vector describing the image at that location. We pick two of these feature columns and take their outer product. This results in a C cross C matrix. What this outer product matrix tells us is that which feature in the feature block tend to activate together at different spatial positions. We then compute the C cross C outer product matrix for each of the points in the H cross W feature space. All these outer product matrices are then averaged out to get a single C cross C gram matrix. As we take the average of the outer product matrices for all pairs of points in C cross C feature space, the gram matrix becomes invariant to the spatial changes. It truly captures the patterns and the textures of the image. Thus, the gram matrix represents the style features of the input image in true sense. Isn't the gram matrix implicitly the covariance matrix? But we still rather use the gram matrix as it is super efficient to compute. To compute it, we control each feature map as an H cross W column of feature block and stack them together. This results in an C cross HW dimensional matrix. Then we just take its inner product with itself to get the gram matrix in one go. Thus, it is super efficient to compute. We compute style loss using this gram matrix. To compute the style loss, we first forward pass the style image into the network and record its gram matrix A for the style layer L. Then the generated image X is passed through the network and its style feature G for the same layer is recorded. This style loss is given by the element-wise mean square difference between the matrix G and A. We backpropagate this loss and update the generated image using gradient descent. This image shows the content and the style reconstruction done separately at different layers. The correlation, that is the gram matrix at different layers, gives us the representation of style at different scales. To get a better style loss, we use a weighted combination of style losses at different layers. The total loss is then a linear combination between the content loss and the style loss. Its derivative with respect to the pixel values of the generated image is computed using error backpropagation. This gradient is used to iteratively update the generated image X until it simultaneously matches the style feature of the style image A and the content feature of the content image B. The alpha by beta coefficient of the total loss can be varied to tweak the resulting style transferred image. You can see that as we increase the ratio, we get more of the content image in the final image and vice versa.
Here are some implementation details and some more outputs.